So here's just another example of the hatred that you have in Redmond, Washington. And actually there were a bunch of signs here, and you see the only one that's left is that sign right there for Robert Kennedy. So who do you think is doing this to these signs? So while I'm putting this sign up, I just want to talk to you guys not about the hate in Redmond, Washington, but I want to talk to you about what is going on with my movie In a State of Hate. Now, I came out with this movie after the 2022 election based on this, and as well as how the election is rigged by the Republican Party in Washington State, because they don't want people who can actually win elections to get the endorsement. So every election that I've been in this race, it's always been the same. They always choose somebody that is not going to win the election, that has no chance of winning. And the reason for that, as the people at the Kirkland White House once told me, and that they left the state because it was so terrible here, they told me that the Republican Party of Washington State, all of them, and you know, I know there's good people and people that mean well, but when you get to the leadership, they do not want anybody to compete with the Democrats. And so they go around and they fundraise and they fill people full of basically false hope, but the fact of the matter is they do not want anybody but a Democrat in office, and that's certainly been the case in my elections. So now I just want to explain why I'm not going to put a new sign here, is that they're just going to tear it down, because these people are just, I mean, a lot of these people in Redmond, I don't want to say anything bad about, you know, groups of people, but a lot of them are just animals, and they have no respect for our elections. They have no respect for our country, and this is why we need to make America great again, because there are just too many people in this country that are going to destroy it. They're going to destroy our democracy, and we're going to end up with a dictatorship, which we're living under right now under Joe Biden. So going back to my movie, Trump in a State of Hate, I realized based on, you know, it didn't do so well, and I had to start asking myself, well, why wouldn't it do so well? Because it shows how vicious and rotten the people of Washington State are when you get to people like this, and then, you know, some of the people that run these parties. But it was not doing very well, and so I had to start thinking about, well, maybe I should not have it called Trumped, because Donald Trump has nothing to do with this. And the only reason I used the term trumped is trumped means that you have been bamboozled, you've been defrauded, you've been stopped, and it has something to do with the, you know, game of gin or something. So I don't play gin, or so I don't know exactly what it comes from, but I know it comes from a card game. And when you get trumped, then you lose and you don't win. So I called it Trump in a State of Hate, and as I said, it wasn't doing very well. And it was not really anything to do with Donald Trump. So I said, well, after this election, I'm going to rebrand it. Or during this election, I'm going to rebrand it, because I have 4 documentaries with Bayview Entertainment, and I want to rebrand it, I want to remarket it as Rigged in a State of Hate, because rigged is more apt, it's more accurate as to what's really going on in these elections. Now, Trumped in a State of Hate is out, but Rigged in a State of Hate is in. And so within a few months, I'm going to submit it to my distributors, and they will do what they want to do. And if I can't get Bayview Entertainment to take it and to market it, then I will go ahead and you know, shop it around to other distributors. But I have a very good chance of winning this election, because people are just so upset about what's going on with Joe Biden and the horrible lying Democrats. So I think that people have just had enough. And then our congresswoman is the 7th richest woman in Congress, and she's made all that money since she's been in Congress, or most of it anyway. So people are fed up, and I think I have a good chance of winning this election. So if I win the election, then people are going to want to know, what happened, how did you do it, and what were the obstacles that were against you. And I'm telling you right now, and that's what rigged in the state of hate is about, is that in Washington state, there are just so many hateful, dishonest, fraudulent people elections that it's almost impossible to get, a fair shake, to have anything in your favor. So that's the story on Rigged in a State of Hate. And hopefully it will be coming to you soon, because I have a lot of, you would think that after the first election that things would settle down a little bit and people would try to be nicer, but that's not what happened. As you'll see in Rigged in a State of Hate, and I put some sneak previews on YouTube already, but things are very mean, and these Republican parties are very mean and dishonest, and once again they've endorsed somebody that has no chance of winning the election. And why? So that the Democrats can win, and they can go around and they can look like big shots. That's the story on Rigged in a State of Hate now, and I hope that you'll be able to see it, and I hope you will learn something from it. And I hope that if you plan on running for Congress or for any election, that you have to be very careful about these parties, because you have to know that they have ulterior motives, and a lot of it has to do with money. There's my sign. It's a sign of the times, and I'm going to move on down the road and see what else is happening with my signs.
My name is Matthew Heines. I'm a veteran. I'm a veteran of the 82nd Airborne. I took the oath, and I'm here to defend my state.
Congressman Susan DelBene has been in office since 2012. Using her substantial financial resources, thanks to Microsoft, and her $84 million fortune, she has been able to continually maintain an office where people still have little idea what she's done. Well, she's learned to dance around, and she's learned to do all the political maneuvers you have to do to keep getting reelected. Well, Susan DelBene, it's time for you to go.
Matthew Heines. I'm a veteran. I'm a veteran of the 82nd Airborne. I took the oath, and I'm here to defend my state.